Yaroni is the youngest of my 5 children. His name, Yaron, means you will be happy. And he was a happy boy, a child who liked the simple things in life. And I say he was always the glue that kept the friends together, that kept the family together. That was Yaroni. He had presence.
Yaroni was my youngest brother, the baby brother. He, as a young kid, loved hugs and cuddles, and he was a small child, grew up very quickly, bit of a giant, bit of a beast. And this connection, the hugs from him, doesn't matter how old he is, what he is, spending time with him. He knew how to be close to every one of us. He never said no. You want to go, let's go play shesh besh, let's go backgammon, let's go watch a movie? Yes, he was such a fun person to be around.
He was just there for all the moments. I mean, it could be hilarious, ridiculous moments of laughter. And it was always just some kind of a balance between seriousness and laughter and enjoying life.
תגידי שלשטן יש תרופה, תגידי לי שמחת לי הרמש, תגידי לי
Yaron was 23. He was the deputy commander of his force. At this age, you don't even understand how important and how amazing what you're doing is. For you, you're living inside the moment. He has actually gone and done acts of bravery, and he's had to climb over challenges that no regular human being would even find himself in any other country.
The minute the war started, I used to say to one of my children, why doesn't somebody phone to tell us what's going on? I realized afterwards that because Yaroni was a commander, he was in touch with all his soldiers' families. He took care of his soldiers, and when he had the time, he would call us. So that was a very, very trying time for me.
It was the beginning of the week, a Sunday or something, that Yaroni said, unfortunately, we're not coming home. And I think it was already Tuesday, and he said, actually, we're coming home. He was surprising my mother. And he walked into that very door, and she screamed.
And
Remember, my mother said it's the first time she could go to sleep at night.
When the war started, I imagined that I was hearing the knocking every night. And I, in my sleep, used to run to the door, look through the peephole, see nothing, and go back to sleep. Until that fateful night, the 26th of December, I heard real knocking and I didn't run to the door. When I saw those 3 officers, I was in total shock.
I woke up to a door crashing open, my wife's dad, and he said, "Sorry, Chitiz." And I looked at the wall and I said, this isn't happening. I mean, I looked at my wife and I said, I'm going. Like, I need to go to the house to see what's going on.
And one of the first things I said to the officer, I said, what about his organs? I said, is there anything to donate? And I said, are you interested? Yes. We're able to get his corneas, his heart valves, some bone, his skin was donated to burn unit victims.
And I think from before the 6 o'clock, before the Hutar Lepirsum, those horrible words, the house was mamash full of people.
הותרו לפרסום שמותיהם של 3 חיילי צה"ל שנפלו ביממה החולפת בצפון רצועת עזה. סרן ירון אליעזר צ'יטיז, בן 23 מרעננה, סגן מפקד פלגה בחטיבת גבעתי.
The next day, Thursday, because his body was whole, we were able to go and say goodbye. Where we stood around his body, the family, and it was a surreal moment there. I got a chance to hug him, to kiss him one last time.
He thought of all of us. He thought of the country. He thought about what upbringing he had had with us in the family. I was truly privileged to be a mom of such a special young man. I remember the funeral, and I ended my speech with an Am Yisrael Chai with such force.
אוהבת אותך לשמיים ובחזרה. עם ישראל חי!
At the funeral already, one of the friends said, let's make a flag. You'll Never Walk Alone, connection to Liverpool, a team that he loved so much. And that flag became a sticker, and one sticker became another sticker. The whole country was busy memorializing soldiers who fell. So one thing led to the next, and every one of the chagim that comes along, we also think, what should we do for Purim? What should we do for Pesach? What can we do for Rosh Hashanah? So there's wine. For me, it's very important I'm very involved. There's the weekly WhatsApp for the Zmirot, and there's the YouTube every day, and there's the weekly questions for the Aliyot that we do, and I'm involved in this all the time. Number one, I want my kids to see this as important. Number two, it's my brother, Yaron, he died so we can continue living in this country. He fell for us. We need to live a life that's worth falling for. And we need to continue his legacy. The importance of remembering him, of Hansacha. We just want the world to know what kind of a person he was. And every other day, somebody will send us a picture of a sticker here or a sticker there. And it's important to know what he lived for. We just want people to know his story. He's not going to have children who are going to remember. So if we don't remember and if we don't tell what kind of a life he led and what a kind of person he was, it will be forgotten. And we don't want him to be forgotten.
We were always competitive, and I'd always tried to be better than him. And at some point I stopped and I thought, maybe I'm just looking up to him. Maybe he's just some kind of a role model for me in life. If I try to find the right words, it would be a true friend.
He was a big boy. He was my baby brother, but he was the biggest of all of us. And that bear hug that's so comforting and so special, and at the same moment, puts his head on me, knows that who's really in charge, me, his older brother. His presence is missed all the time.
On the other hand, I should be grateful. We did get to see him. I did see my child twice, and we did see him before he got buried. So I look at the half cup full, and I think I also take my strength from that, knowing that we did have the opportunity to see and hug him.
If you need him, he'll be there. And any time he understood that he's needed, he was there. How lucky I was to be an older brother of such a great special hero in life, and now unfortunately also in his death.